We're coming off the mid-season break, and it's the home race for many teams today, and it's also the home race for me. Hello everybody, and welcome to the 5th round of Season 4 of the ION Formula 1 World Championship, otherwise known as the British Grand Prix. Any drivers who want to lick the stamp and send one down the inside today certainly can, as the first ever postage stamp was created here in the UK all the way back in 1840, and the tarmac that this track rests upon is actually Laysdown International Airport, which was constructed as a part of the Thames Estuary Airport scheme, but instead of being used as an airport, it is now a racetrack, and a very, very exciting one indeed. ...12 corners and around a 1 minute and 17 second lap time. That's what we saw in free practice 3. Here is the Laysdown International Airport circuit. Wide flowing corners are matched up with 2 long straights and a fast swooping chicane in the first sector. I hope you aren't expecting any elevation, as this is an airport, meaning we have a completely flat track, but don't worry, as that won't take away from any excitement. Here are the DRS zones. They run along the runways, which are also used for the straights. Let's have a look at the starting grid then. On pole position, it's Critical Noob, with Dakar in the Brand Star alongside them. On to the second row now. In third place, it's Triple with Craig, and Power Unit lines up 4th for their new team, Lamborghini. P5 is Lance Droid with Audi. P6 is Professor Bloxer in the Aston Martin. F1 Fan lines up P7 for Craig, one of their best qualifying ever this season. AV8 on Chad with McLaren is in P8. P9 is their new teammate, Mr. Mucho Globe, and P10 is the first of the KR Racings. It's Patrick Curo. P11 Indominus Rex with their new team there with BMW. Matt lines up 12th for Brand Star. 13th goes to Kai Kara, and 14th goes to one of the E-Spirits. 15th place is going to go to Mr. Lackishot, a new driver for Mazda, and P16 is one of the BMW cars. P17 is Fernand, one of their lowest ever qualifyings for their home race. It's the Aston Martin team. P18 is Real Miggy. P20 is going to be the reserve driver for Uprise, and in P21 are 2 people. Don't know what happened there. And in P23, that will be Fen and Jaster at the back of the grid, not in P24. That's the grid, everybody, for Round 5, Season 4 of ION F1. Hello, everyone. Joining you in the commentary box today for what is down to be a very exciting race. It's me, Deepod Dolphin, and Shay.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delays. We're going to be starting right now, actually.
Yeah, the lights are about to come on. Here they come on then. And after a very long wait, we're off and away in Britain. Looks like a good start for Dakar. He's going to want to try and get ahead of Critical Noob off the line. He wasn't doing too well in free practice. He did a lot better in qualifying. There's a Craig also getting into the mix there. There's a bit of a lag, but we're through. Looks like a Craig in second and a Brand Star in first. Triple is really challenging the top 2 here now. Really getting up there. Looks like the Craig is in the lead for the second there. Critical Noob's fallen down to 3rd place, and Dakar is running second. Into the first DRS zone we go now.
Somebody had a false start. I'm seeing an uprise in the very back, at almost at least 20, maybe 10 seconds behind the leaders. It's going to be Miggy. He's in last place right now. He's just starting that first DRS zone as the rest have finished it.
So Miggy must have started in a very wrong fashion than he would have wanted to, as the top second place is currently shared between Professor Bloxer and Critical Noob, 0.108 seconds behind the leader of Triple 2000 in the Crake.
Oh, is that Critical Noob taking that corner a little too wide? He's going to fall back a little bit. That's maybe going to be a P8 for him at the moment. Triple's still holding strong. You got an Aston Martin near him. I'm going to assume that's Professor Bloxer. Come to think of it, I've only seen one Aston Martin. Do they only have one Do they only have one car? Nope, I take that back. I see Ferdinand now. He's going to fall back a little bit, but it seems as though Triple's going to hold on to that for the next lap. So you've got a KRR, an Aston Martin, and a Crake, by the looks of it, up in those front positions. And a BMW now getting up in the lead, too? Is that Landstruin? No, that's the other guy. That's Static.
It's very hard to tell because everyone's so bunched together. You can see some of the spray here. The forecast is for the track to dry up in the evening here. But as we now head down, is this the first or the second DRS zone? I can't tell.
This is the first. This is the first.
This is the first one. Okay, into the first DRS zone. Professor Bloxer seems to have got an amazing start there in the first couple of laps. He's made his way up into some high positions, and the fight for the lead at the moment is between Triple 2000 in the Crake, Kai Kera in the KR Racing car, Indominus Rex in third, Professor Bloxer in fourth, and then it's a very, very small but significant gap of 0.3 of a second between Professor Bloxer and Static.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, this is the very beginning of the race. These people are starting to push it at the very beginning. That's... Uh-oh. Already?
I don't...
I'm taking a screenshot.
Ooh.
There it is. Got it. Just in time.
Okay.
What a way to begin. All right, I'll put the votes. All right, we'll just do that again.
Just gonna get back into the game very shortly. If you are just joining us, we have had a little bit of a server crash.
That's the wrong one. Uh-oh. Wait, no, don't tell me it's going to happen this quickly. We didn't even start the race yet.
It's already crashed again?
I'm frozen. Everybody else is too.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I have to shut it down.
Ah.
Let's see.
You still there?
I'm still here. I hope our viewers are
Okay.
still
Looks
here.
like we're almost ready to go.
Just trying to get these driver tower graphics to work. Should pop up any second.
We good to go?
I am.
Let's see what's up. I think we're missing one driver. Number 6. Who was number 6?
One of the Crakes.
Hmm.
But they are on the grid,
Wait,
though I'm not sure.
that's weird. Are we going off of? I thought we were going off of the starting positions. Let me check. No, 6 is Professor. Okay, yeah, he's coming.
I think we're ready to go for the race restart from what Faster has just said.
Looks like it. We're just waiting on Professor Bletcher to get on the grid, and then we can start. Alright. Everybody is on the grid. Waiting for the jump out and in. There it is. We should expect 23 people on the grid. 21, 22, 23. There we go.
There we
We're
go.
good to
Everybody's up. Everyone being told to watch
And
the
here
lights
comes-
again. Here they come on. 5 lights. And for the second time today, we're off and away again in Britain. Look at the starts, everybody, because everyone will have learnt a lesson from the last time how they can improve their start for the restart. And it actually looks as if the Quake has gotten off the line even quicker than it did before, but that won't last too long because Dakar has got in the lead. Critical Noob has fallen back down. That looks like back down to P4. That is really
the
low.
Audis fell back as well. Yeah, one of the Audis fell back as well, having some problems off of that second corner, the hairpin. He's going to fall back a bit as well. I'm not sure if that was Landstroid.
Let's have a look through this corner then. Critical Noob's fallen back more, and Triple's got into the lead again. What is this Quake car doing? They've been no offense to Quake, but Quake really haven't been anywhere in the last few races. They're P9 in the constructors with 20 points, and now they're on track to get 25 in one race.
You have to remember, Triple is a simulation driver, so as much as the car might not be very well equipped for this track, the driver is all that's going to matter in this case. Because if this guy has a lot of experience, maybe more than any other driver on this track, then that's going to be able to bring him some good results.
Here we go then, Professor Blocks are forging their way into the lead, but Triple doesn't really want to have to give in to that. They're still fighting back.
Is that another freeze?
No, it's not.
There we go.
We're good.
Okay, good.
We're still rolling. However, the top 7 are sharing times at the moment. That'll sort itself out in a second.
Yeah, that was a temporary freeze, if anything.
Matt has the fastest lap, though, which is good for Brandstar.
So he's up in the lead by the looks of it. He's up right there with Dakar. Looks like he's getting 5th or 6th, although he looks like he might be falling behind on this DRS Zone.
I hope not.
Seems as though Uprise was able to get a better start off of this starting line. I can't tell where Miggy is at the moment, but he isn't in last.
Someone who has done some gaining of positions is Kai Kara here, currently running P6. They are the championship leader in the Drivers' Championship. They're currently, they've gone down to P7, probably because of that little glitch with the timing system, but they have made up positions off the line, which is exactly what they want to be doing.
I mean, it could be that, or it could just be commentator's curse again.
Oh yeah. Sorry if it does turn out to be that way. Not intentional.
Well, I mean, we know that Kaikara really gets those good positions. Sometimes he doesn't get good qualifying, but that might also be intentional.
Yeah, you never know.
But at the moment, it seems as though it's Aston Martin, BMW, Brandstar with Triple fighting for them. Oh wow, that's both Brandstars up in 3rd place. Look at that.
They're doing really well today. Matt's gained a load of positions. Dakar's fallen by a couple, but they're being super consistent, which is really impressive.
It looks like they're giving each other slipstream, doing a shake and bake.
Indominus Rex has managed to make their way up into 2nd place.
And who's in last? Let's check.
That would
last
be
3 are going to
the
be a
Cool Plug Old.
BMW, Uprise, and a Red Star.
Cool Plug Old running in P23.
We got one of the E-Spirits going on the... oh, he was going on the inside of the DRS. He had a bit of a spin. He's going to lose a bit of speed on that. Can't tell which Uprise it is. He's going to fall into last now. That's going to be Blaine.
So Blaine is not doing too well on their E-Spirit debut. They are one of their new drivers. But I haven't actually seen them in any like Isle League before. Around. I haven't seen them before, so...
Like, I don't remember if he's actually been in a race so far. Maybe he's been in GT3. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know either. I haven't. Their name doesn't really ring a bell, but yeah.
And just like that, it looks like both Brandstars are now going to be in 2 and 3 with Aston Martin still holding that top position. I'm assuming that's Professor.
Yeah, that is Professor, but the gap is getting shorter. It's only 1.1
It
seconds
is.
now.
And who's that BMW behind them? I can't tell.
That's the Indominus Rex, who's taken the fastest
That
lap
is.
as well.
And then you got Triple right behind them. I was a bit concerned that this water would start causing some more slip-ups, but so far it seems to be going pretty smoothly.
No, it's looking good. Everyone opting for the slick compound of tyres. I'm not sure whether the water will be affecting this, or like the water that's on track, because it has stopped raining. As Matt gets up into second place, but we are expecting people to be pitting if they're on softs around lap 13, and then if they're on mediums around lap 15. I think I've also seen a couple hard runners, so starting on the hard tyre, they'll probably be pitting around lap 22. But yeah, it depends how this wet weather will affect the tyre wear.
Are we expecting any more rain today?
I don't think we are. The forecast says it is drying up, but you never know. This is the British weather. It could just spin a lie on you, and then just rain suddenly just starts pouring down like mental. You never know what's going to happen.
That is true. I remember last season it was pretty rainy.
The gap between P1 and P2 has come down ever more. Now 0.6 seconds between Professor Bloxer and Matt, and 0.7 seconds between Professor Bloxer and Dakar. So the two brand stars here are really going to try and perform a pincer movement on the lone Aston Martin out in front and try and get the first and second positions for themselves. But as we go through the final corner, Professor Bloxer still seems to be leading the race quite strongly as well. That gap might even get bigger, and it does. The gap expands by 0.03 of a second between the Aston Martin and the Brand Star.
Well, speaking of Aston Martin, where's Fernand at the moment? I see he's in about 11th place right now.
Fernand is all the way down in 12th.
So this is Battle of Brothers. Hopefully Fernand will be able to get up ahead once this race starts picking up, because right now the first place is good with the 25 points, but if Fernand's not able to get any, then that 2-3 and Brandstar is going to be able to get them points ahead of Aston Martin. As for the people behind them, it looks like Triple is actually able to get ahead of Indominus Rex. However, this turn might be changed for that. Nope, Triple's still going to hold it going into the next DRS zone. Right behind them is going to be a KRR car. That'll be Kaikera. And behind them, I'm assuming that's Critical Noob.
That is Critical Noob in the Red Star, falling from pole position all the way down to P7 in the space of 6 laps. That's more than one position per lap. Also interestingly, Power Unit on debut for Lamborghini started in P4, I think, or at least around that area. They're now all the way down in P15. They've lost 10 positions on this opening lap alone. Or
Not
opening
only that,
laps.
the Gesture is ahead of them as well, his teammate.
Who started in last place on the grid as well.
Oh, hang on a second. Brandstar might be able to be making a pass on Aston Martin.
Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Look at this. 0.033 seconds at the last timing line between Professor Bloxer and Dakar. This fight for the lead is feisty. It looks as if Matt has actually managed to get ahead of Dakar again, and they're really going to go for it on Professor Bloxer down this DRS zone here. I can see the rear wing open on Dakar's car. I can't see it open on Matt's car. We'll see what happens here going into the end of Sector 1. Is this going to be a pass on Professor Bloxer? 0.1 seconds between Professor Bloxer and Matt. 0.6 seconds between Professor Bloxer and Dakar. The gap's so close.
Here comes the next DRS zone. This will be the one that calls it.
Because of the vision lag, neither of the top two have DRS because they both think they're in front of each other. So the only person here really getting the advantage is Dakar, because he's so far back that even on his screen, he's still behind them. So Dakar's the only person in the top three actually getting DRS.
With this fog and this vision lag and people starting to actually start separating around the track, it's going to be hard to find any accidents if they occur.
Look how close it is on the onboard of Dakar. He's right with it. Right with his teammate. Oh, and there's a car off. There's a car off. I think that might have been Cool Plug Out because they've disconnected at the first corner.
That is a red star, although I can't tell. I'm assuming that's going to be Cool Plug Alt. Let's see real quick.
Yes, because Critical Noob is still in the race. That means that Cool Plug Alt is out and has rage quit, I'd assume. Or they've just disconnected and their cars ran off into the runoff area of the first corner.
His car has been reset.
Okay,
no
so
need for a yellow flag. He was out on the runoff area.
yeah, it was done before. Yeah, English. And speaking of English, I'm going to say some English. Matt has got ahead of Professor Bloxer and is now leading the British Grand Prix.
Better work on that English here in the hometown. All right, yeah, that is going to be Brandstar Aston Martin. Brandstar off of that second DRS zone, but right behind them is going to be Craig GP. Triple's going to try and make a move for it, but he also got Critical Noob and Dominus, and right behind him is going to be Kai Kara.
Kai Kara really wants to be gaining positions here because the gap in the championship between Kai Kara and, well, between Kai Kara and 420 Merc Music in second is 4 points. So 420 Merc Music isn't racing today. However, Kai Kara still wants to gain as many points as possible.
Check out the positioning off of the starting line.
Oh, look at this. It's a Brandstar 1-2.
Oh, yeah, it was a Brandstar 1-2, but it looks like Professor was able to clinch that.
Well, on the timing tower, it says Brandstar 1-2.
Yeah, that's a bit of stream lag. I'm sorry.
Indominus Rex still holds the fastest lap. Here's Patrick
How's Fernand
Hero.
doing? Is Fernand coming up at all? Saw him at 11th, and it looks like he's in 10th now.
Yeah, we see Fernand's running in 10th position, not doing as well as his teammate. 9-ish seconds now behind Professor Bloxer, actually. 8.9 seconds to be more precise. Power unit all the way down now in P18 for Lamborghini. Fenenjaster in P14 has gained 10 positions so far this race.
Look in the back real quick. It looks like we might have a bit of a fight between the Lamborghinis and the E-Spirit. Maybe both E-Spirits? Oh yeah, that's going to be Mr. Macho and Acer and Blaine fighting it out. Looks like we have a car in the pits. That's going to be Professor Bloxer.
Professor Bloxer already coming in for new tyres. Let's see what Professor Bloxer decides to put on, and it's a set of mediums.
So that means the Brandstars are in the lead, but now Triple's going to be in 3rd place, with Critical Noob right behind him in 4th. Behind him will be Indominus in 5th, and Kaikara in 6th. Looks like we might also be having a fight with an Uprise and an Audi driver right behind them.
It's a very, very different strategy, should I call it, for Aston Martin. They're pitting very early on and only going to medium tyres. I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve here because they're probably going to have to come in again unless Professor Bloxer can really stretch the yellow walled compound all the way to the end of the race. But that's 24 laps.
Do you think they're expecting the rain to dry out quickly? Maybe a little sooner than usual?
I'm not sure. It's a big gamble for Aston Martin. It's certainly a big gamble, but you never know. It may end up working out for them.
Got a freeze?
I don't know.
I have a bad feeling. I think it is. And it is.
So forget about tyre gambles.
Lap.
Because as soon as I said that, the server died.
Hey, maybe they knew it was coming.
Conspiracy theories, chat, go on. Maybe Aston Martin accidentally pitted a lap early, so they freeze the server. Think about that. That could have totally happened. I promise.
Alright, now we're just gonna have to wait for it to come back.
Get back into the game here. I believe it will be a restart from lap 10. Makes the most sense.
Are we in the right server? Something's up. Okay, I do not see Fasta yet. Bear with us, guys. We're just waiting on Fasta to start the race again. I'm not sure where he is.
Okay, looks like since Faster's not going to be here, we're just going to have to do it without the rain for the rest of the race. I'll get some fog up. Alright, looks like we're going to get everything set up real quick. Alright, looks like we're going to get the grid back up right now. D-Pod, you still there? D-Pod? Stand by.
Ah, there we go. Video broadcast decided to not work. So cars are now starting to grid up.
Looks like we're going to be starting off of how we were on lap 10. So that would mean we probably have 24 laps left to go.
Thank you to Aliops for the super chat. And Project User is here.
Hi.
Hello. What in the nicest way possible, what on earth happened in the first 10 laps? You went from like P4 to P19.
A series of screen freezes and just taking bad lines and making a ton of mistakes. That was just all that I can describe that as.
Okay, are you hoping for a bit of a better, what's the word, a better run in the second half of this race?
Definitely. I mean, we're starting from P16, which gives us an advantage because, of course, we're behind other cars, and that gives us more opportunity to play around with our strategy. We also didn't pit before the server crash, which meant that we have a slightly more ideal position for the start.
Oh, God.
What the hell?
So while Shay sorts that out, is there anything else you're planning for? What do you have a target in your mind of where you want to really end up?
Well, my current target is just to be able to get into the points. I mean, that's the target for most races for me anyway, so as long as we don't crash, hopefully that should guarantee us points, but there's no saying what will happen.
Okay, well, good luck to you as a fellow media member. I hope you do end up doing well, and yeah, have fun in the final, 20 odd laps of the race.
24 laps, I think. Yeah.
Okay, goodbye, Project User.
Thank you.
I think most cars are on the grid now. Seems there's only a couple of patches left, or actually one grid spot. Who are we waiting on? We are waiting on the McLaren of Mr. Mucho Globe. And I don't know whether that's a bug or Aliops has actually donated twice, but if you have to, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the chat.
Well, Fester's back, which means we were able to start with the 10%
Haven't actually donated
water we
at all.
left
I
off.
don't know where that's coming from, but it looks as if we've got a super chat from somewhere. So if you have super chatted, thank you, but yeah, I'm confused. Well, it is going to be Matt starting from pole.
Is it Matt starting from pole? Wow.
Matt starting from pole. You're going to be well chuffed with that one, aren't you, Shay?
That's going to be an interesting one.
As power unit has decided to reset and is coming back out of the pits. What's happening here?
Lamborghini's coming back out.
Yeah. So now we're just waiting for Project to grid up. And the track water has been set to 10%.
I was messing with the ladders, trying to block off the track.
Yeah, drivers have been told to remove details, so hopefully that won't cause any issues.
Alright, we're going to start off with 24 laps.
Okay. And for the third time today, the lights come on. And they're
And here
off
we
very
go.
quickly. Looking at the start then, Dakar seems to have got ahead of Matt. Yes, Dakar's into the lead, but it's still tight. Look at that. There's a KR and a Red Star and an Uprise. I can all see fighting for that top spot. And the three that are standing out right now is Matt and Dakar and Kai Kera, who are all fighting for the first place position. Kai Kera got an absolutely storming start, and Dakar is getting way offline to try and stop people getting into his slipstream. It's a bit hazy back there, so it's hard to see what's happening. But it looks as if Taikera has managed to get into the lead. No, it isn't. It's Kaikera who's got into the lead. As a Brandstar has managed to get ahead of Kaikera. That is Dakar in the first place position now by half a second. Matt is just 1/10 back. In the other Brandstar, Critical Noob, another 10th back, and then Indominus Rex, 2/10 after that. Pretty much a whole second for Triple to first position. They're of course leading the race at some point. And it's Dakar who's going to cross the line and start the second lap of the British Grand Prix, as the fastest lap is jumping around, and it ends up with Professor Bloxer. Fernand running in 10th position, Real Miggy Couret up into 8th position. Blaine currently running last, 7 seconds behind the leader in P22 for E-Spirit. And Professor Blockset running P5 now, the highest of the Aston Martins. Fernand's up 2 positions into P8. And Patrick Curo is all the way down in P12. Power Unit's already made up 1 position into P15. Fen and Jost are running P13. Acer for E-Spirit in between them.
It might be a fastest lap for Decare. He's got 2 purple sectors.
It's looking likely.
And he's way ahead of everybody else. Look at that gap.
Something happened to Dakar. He's absolutely storming ahead of the field now. And yes, you're right, Shea. He does take the fastest lap of the race and is running P1 by 2.3 seconds. He must have flipped a switch or something. He's turned on some sort of boost.
He must have put down the ERS 0.2.
Yeah. Or maybe he's turned on 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive. That's a new one. Oh no, there's a crash! Oh, it looks like it wasn't enough to take out a wheel, but that's going to be an Audi crashing and losing a front wing.
That is not Lance Droid. That is Real Rick Astley in P20, losing a front wing. Very interestingly, this weekend, the 2 highest Audis, which is 420 Merc Music, 2nd in the championship, and Dante Hajek, who is 8th in the championship, they're both not racing today. So, they're going to lose out on points to their fellow drivers. Just watching here, Real Rick Astley 12, who has lost their front wing. They're a reserve driver for the Audi team. They're fallen to the back of the field. They're now 17 seconds down. This is pretty much a race ender right here. As Fernand moves up into 3rd. It's a Aston Martin 2-3. When did that happen?
I told you it was going to happen. I told you Fernand was going to try and make a move at some point. He just needed to wait for a restart.
Soft
hey,
tyres on the Aston
himself.
Martin. Critical Noob in 4th position. Matt in 5th. Triple in 6th. Kaikera falling down to P9. What happened to the KR car?
I'm not sure. Where's Critical Noob? He's got the pole position. He's going to be in 4th at the moment. Matt right behind him and Triple right behind him. And it looks like the Audi's going to be pitting for that front wing again, which means he's going to have a long time to get ahead of the crowd again.
Yeah, that's going to be like a 40-second deficit, pretty much. Yes, it is a 41.508 deficit to Dakar for Real Rick Astley in the Audi. So we've got 20 laps to go. Shea, who are you putting your money on the win?
I think we can put our money on Decare. However, seeing the Aston Martins go through all this, if Decare has a mess up, then I'm putting my money on these Aston Martins because they look like they're going to be able to get some money in there. And, you know, it's their home place. You know, Aston Martin...
Yeah, it's Aston Martin's home Grand Prix. They're going to want to do well.
And, you know, Aston Martin still hasn't gotten a complete win in a F1 GP as of this season, and I don't think last season either. So this would be a great time for them to get a win.
Critical Noob is also doing quite well. They could be in contention for the win. They were pretty fast in the free practice sessions, but now they're 3 seconds behind Dakar in the lead.
Just gotta make sure the Aston Martins can hold their own, because here comes Critical Noob right behind them now. Uh-oh.
Not again.
This can't be happening again.
Oh,
Nope, it didn't happen.
hey.
Okay, we're good, we're good.
Hold your breath, everybody. Hold your breath. We're okay.
Yeah, that's a sizable gap now. However, it seems like there's going to be a sizable gap between the Aston Martins as of now, too. One of them's falling behind a little bit, but the other's catching up to the care. British Aviator saying, how have we had no DNFs yet? Well, we have had one, and that was Coupe-Legault at the beginning, but correct, yes, there has not been that many so far.
Yeah, it's been, and I'm genuinely kind of surprised by that, because usually when you introduce wet weather to a race, it's absolute carnage, but everyone seems to have done some practice in the wet weather, probably in IFR, because you can't get wet weather in the driver testing game. If you want to play IFR, you can, link in the description, quick plug.
And don't forget, last season when we did this British GP for the first time, there was plenty of wrecks. But also, we might have had a little more
there was
weather
like,
than we
there were
do
like
now.
the bump. You'll see it here. These bumps, ladies and gentlemen, on the left side of your picture there, coming into this straight. There were lots of people going off there. They were just hop, skipping, jumping all over the place.
I mean, it's interesting because we saw so many, but we also remember that the wet weather was exceptionally greater last season than it is right now when we're only on 10%. People can use the medium.
Oh, it's actually just dropped to 5%, so it's really drying up here.
I was almost feeling bad for Professor having to do that pit and then getting a crash, but it seems as though he was able to bring it back.
And he has managed to bring it back. I think, I'm not... Was it Professor? I'm trying to think back to Grace. There was a couple people who pitted like 1 or 2 laps before something happened, and it was a big disadvantage. I think it might have been Lance Droid instead of Professor Bloxer. But and in France, someone had a massive disadvantage.
Critical
because of
Noob now in
crash.
3rd position,
As
splitting the Aston
Pachakura
Martins.
comes out of the pit, sorry, they've put the soft tyres on. Softer tyres halfway through a race. Is he mental?
What
Is he trying to take
strategy?
softs to
Why
the
is-
end? Is
Why is he
Pachakura
hitting so
seriously
early,
going to
too?
try and take soft compound tyres to the end of the race?
Oh, I'm curious why he's pitting so soon as well, because this is like 7 out of 24 laps. Is he doing like a 2-stop on this section of the race?
It seemed like an absolute bonkers strategy from KR.
Speaking of bonkers, Critical Noob now taking the lead from the care.
How is my question?
And he put on DRS 0.3.
DRS 0.3. Yeah, Dakar's fighting with Professor Bloxer. Look at this, coming over the start-finish straight, and it's a Critical Noob lead by 0.6 of a second. Triple's up to 4th, Glycera's up to 5th. Fernand's tumbling down into... What happened? Fernand disconnected. Fernand has crashed and disconnected from the race.
Where is he though? Where did he crash?
Somewhere behind the pits. Because that's all I could see.
I can't tell where he was, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, it said he crashed a while ago. Oh, sorry, we missed it. It's the fog, man.
If his car hasn't been reset, we'll see him on track at some point. But if it was a while ago, he probably has been reset. But yeah, I only noticed it when he started tumbling down the order when Dakar and Professor Bloxer and Critical Noob all crossed the line.
Oh yeah, he did crash on DRS straight. Oh, I can see why Pachakura was pitting now. I see a front wing of the KRR car on the entrance of that DRS too.
Yeah. So Pachakura must have lost a front wing and has gone on soft tyres for some reason instead of the logical option, which would have been mediums.
Well, it makes sense as to why he did that pit now. We were kind of confused why he was pitting so early. I guess
the
that's
pit
why,
makes
because he didn't
sense, but
think
the
it's that
tyre
early.
choice doesn't, unless it was a mistake or something, because soft tyres are meant to last 13 laps. And if you do the maths, that's not enough time to get to the end. There's not enough laps to get to the end.
We'll have to see. I mean, we'll probably be able to ask him once this race is over. Or we'll probably hear it and if we, hear the live chat.
Says Professor Bloxer is leading the race, but I disagree with that because I see Dakar out in front with a Critical Noob and a certain Quake driver of Triple 2000 doing very well as well.
I mean, that was when they crossed the line. We're about to see that change once we finish this first DRS
Just
zone.
look at Dakar's weaving. He was left and right and left and white. He really doesn't want people in his slipstream, does he?
He doesn't. But that's to be expected. I mean, you don't want people in that slipstream or else they're going to have an even better chance of catching up to you.
as Patrick Uro gets the fastest lap of the race in P18. 33 seconds is the deficit to the leader, and Patrick Uro is of course on the soft tyres as well, so maybe Patrick Uro is going to try burn out these softs, pit again, go for another set of softs, because if Patrick Uro can really chip away at that lap time, then that might be a viable strategy.
It might, but he's in 18th or around.
Oh, and he gets a little bit of oversteer there. He gets a little bit of oversteer, so he's probably pushing a bit too hard at the moment. He's got to be careful in order to make it to the end of the race.
Are we still at 5%? I can't tell on the stream.
We are on 5%.
Aston Martin, Professor Blockster is now pitting.
And Real Mickey Coolit. Oh, and Real Mickey Coolit nearly loses it in the pit lane there.
What is the strategy, I wonder? Let's check those tires on the Aston Martin real quick. Hang on. That's gonna be hards. Professor Blockster's going out on hards.
So, Patrick Uro on softs after a pit. We've got Professor Blockster on hards after a pit. There's some sort of spreadsheet, something going on here at KR if they're really going to softs to try and go to the end of the race. Patrick Uro is going to end up pitting again.
Wait. Oh no. British saying Professor lost front wing, but he can't tell. Okay. Yeah, no. I think that's probably Fernand's wing since he crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're good. But as for the top three right now, it seems it's going to be Dakar, Critical Noob, and Triple with Kaikera right behind him. Ooh,
there you can see the replay of the uprise, just losing it in the pit lane there slightly. Very nearly went into the wall. That was so close.
Luckily he was able to hold it, or else we're going to have another Mickey moment.
Yep. Here's Fenenjaster running in 7th place. Patrick Uro is currently chasing down their ex-replacement of Power Unit, because Power Unit filled in for Patrick Uro during the first half of the season. But of course now Power Unit is coming into the pits. Power Unit and Dino and Jacob are in the pits.
That's a lot of people. Actually, I think that's two.
That is
so you got the other Uprise pitting. It looked like he went to hards. Lamborghini's pitting. Power Unit's going to go to mediums. Who's in the lead right now? Critical Noob still.
Critical Noob still leading.
And
this
you got
race.
Triple in second. Triple's in second. He actually might make a pass.
They're matching. They're matching on times. It looks like the Quake is really trying to get into the lead here.
But will he?
That is the question. All the numbers.
Is that a crash?
Car.
That is a crash. Audi on the DRS is crashed.
Is that going to be Lance Droid? Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness! F1 fan almost hit the wall.
Lance Droid is out of the race.
Lance Droid's out. F1 fan almost got out. He was really close to hitting that wall. It's good he was able to turn as fast as he could. So that's one Audi out, one Aston Martin out. You got a Red Star out. And you have Triple now in the lead.
Is now in last place after that pit stop.
Well, you still got half the race left to go.
And other people are going to pit. And Triple's in the lead. But it looks like Dakar's back in the lead, or is that Kaikera? You can't tell.
It's just a mix
Critical's
right
there
now.
as well.
Just a
Critical's
mix.
there as well. 0.3 of a second separating the top four.
4 drivers all together. Oh, wait, no, Dakar's about to make a blast. And Kaikera's going to follow him.
You get a lovely view of this battle on board with Critical Noob here.
See who takes this final corner better. Yeah, it looks like that'll be Dakar. He's going to hold it. And we have a few more pits. Looks like Matt's going to be pitting, and another Lambo driver. That's going to be Fenenjaster.
So Matt is
We have more pits too. E-Spirit is going to be
to the mediums, going through a new fresh set of medium tires.
McLarens are pitting, and E-Spirit is pitting.
Everyone's coming into the pits. There's also a BMW, a static Acer, or for E-Spirit there going past. We have Mr. Mucho Globe in the McLaren with their new with their special silver and red Vodafone inspired livery for their home race.
What's going on with the other drivers? Seems as though Dacare's got a bit of a lead. Kaikara behind him. Then you got Triple and Critical. Will any of them be pitting after this lap? As we have one more corner before the pit entry.
I don't know. They're all on mediums, I think. So I won't be surprised Dacare's not going in. Kaikara, no.
None of them are.
Oh, Kaikara,
Wait, no, one of them
late
is.
dive for
Kaikara is.
Kaikara. Very
Man,
late
Kaikara
indeed.
Almost went into that midsection.
That was a very late call from KR to bring Kaikara into the pits. Whether they were trying to dupe the other drivers, I don't know.
It looks like BMW is going to be going to the pits as well. I'm not sure what you were trying to juke when it comes to that, but, you know, more power to you if you have.
Well, they may have been told to... Dakar or Critical or Triple may have been told to box opposite to Kaikara, so if he can trick them out of doing that, then... Obviously they weren't, because none of them came into the pits, but that may have been what they were trying to do. Or it was just a late strategy call.
I'd feel really bad if a team had a strategy where it was basically do whatever Kaikara does.
yeah. Follow Kaikara and we'll win the race. Was that Matt getting out of shape there?
Well, I mean, Matt did have a pit, if you remember.
Yeah, but I saw a brand star slipping slightly, but they're still in the race, they're still fine.
Okay.
I just saw a little bit of a oversteer moment from a brand star. I think that might have been Matt. As Blaine comes out of the pits, AV8 on Chad coming into the pits. AV8 on Chad lost their front wing at some point during the lap because they're on hard tyres. So that would have been a big disadvantage now because they've got the slowest compound to try and get to the end of the race. But no, they're now switching to medium tyres. The McLaren is now on medium tyres and power unit is going to move up a position or two, I believe.
Everybody's mixed up.
Now they're in P19, I believe, because Blaine is ahead slightly.
Ooh! A bit of oversteer on an Audi right before that entry to DRS2. Hopefully he's able to hold it.
Triple coming out of the pits. Fenenjaster has the fastest lap of the race. How did that happen? Fenenjaster for Lamborghini on the medium compound of tyre has the fastest lap of the race.
Uh-oh.
Where on earth is this pace coming from?
Well, there are a few explanations for that. He might be on low fuel, or, you know...
It's now up to 5th position. Matt close behind. There's a real good scrap between Real Migikulit and Triple 2000 here for 8th position. Look at this. They're neck and neck, literally 22.741 seconds behind the leader of Dakar. Kaikara has 2 purple sectors. Kaikara may actually be able to steal this fastest lap away from Fenenjaster here. It's looking good. 2 purple sectors. All he needs is a good third. And it's one more corner to go. Really got Professor Boxer on his tail here. And it looks as if not only will Kaikara get the fastest lap of the race, Kaikara will also get up into 3rd position, make that 2nd now, because Critical Noob has come into the pit and has gone onto the soft compound tyre and is down in P8. Dakar now the highest person to not come into the pits. Still on their medium compound tyres. I think Dakar may end up coming in within the next couple of laps because everyone else doesn't really have that much to lose. If he comes in now, he will be around P3, P4, and he can easily make that up. He'll only be a few seconds behind.
Everybody's mixed up right now. It's hard to check for people where they are if you're looking around the map. Everybody's kind of spread out at the moment. Well, let's see if Dakar pits now. It looks like he's getting to the pit entry. There he
And
goes.
he
He's gonna be
comes in.
pitting right now.
Dakar is pitting. So Kaikera is now... Oh, there's an Audi off. Is that Real Rick Astley? Real Rick Astley is out. There's an Audi. There's an Audi off.
Audi
Completely
crashed?
dead. Crashed.
Uh-oh.
Where's
that? Might
that?
be Rick. That's
They
the
need
other
to get
Audi.
the car reset. But yeah, that's Audi completely out of the race.
might
I
be
can't remember
yellow
where
flag.
it was. But
That's the yellow flag.
Kaikera
Yellow
now
flag, yellow
leads the
flag, yellow
race.
flag, yellow flag. That's another crash on that Audi too.
Who is it? It's Asa. Asa has crashed. And there's an Audi and there's a Uprise. Is that real, Miggy? Yes, it is. There's loads of DNFs. We can't get you a picture
we
of
need
it,
a
but
yellow
there are
flag,
loads
yellow
of
flag.
DNFs.
I can't get these fast enough. Alright, what's the other one? What's the other one?
So it's going to take a while for people to get around, but that is Asa and Real Miggy Coolit out of the race, as well as Real Rick Astley.
Alright, looks like it's cleared up now.
We have a green flag, so hopefully that little panic there can be avoided from now on. Dakar and Triple both have a first yellow sector, both have a purple second sector. Dakar's on softs, Triple is on mediums. What's happening in the third sector? What's this going to turn out to be? The fastest lap doesn't go to neither of them, and they both get a green third sector. Kaikera holds the fastest lap of the race, which is set on medium tyres, and he's leading by 2 seconds now. If he can fend off Dakar and Professor Bloxer, he has a very good chance at getting this win, but it's very, very close between the Aston Martin and the Brandstar and the Craig and the other Brandstar, and Fenenjaster is also getting into the mix there, as well as Critical Noob.
It's going to be a tight race, I'm telling you. After those pit stops, everybody's kind of just back together again.
Professor Blocks has a green sector 1. Dakar has a purple sector 1. Dakar's going quicker. Professor Blocks is going quicker. They're neck and neck for second position, which Dakar has now got. And Dakar's really going on the hunt for his ex-teammate now.
How many crashes were there on that section that they just passed? I remember we said one of the Audis.
Real
I'm
Rick
believing that was
Astley
Rick
did
Astley.
something which then put the Audi in the middle of the track. Then Asa and Real Miggy Coolit went into this Audi. Real Miggy Coolit speared off to the left. Asa speared off to the right, which put all 3 cars out of the race. As Dakar gets the
And
fastest
what
lap.
happened? So wait, what happened to Aviation Chat?
Must have just been a disconnect.
Maybe.
So now it's only the top 16 left in this British Grand Prix.
We were saying, it's like we were wondering why there weren't as many crashes. I guess they were just
That's
going to
because
come late.
everyone was just waiting until the final stages of the race. Just choose to do it then.
Pretty much. Is that a Mazda that they're about to be lapping as well?
That would be Mr. Lackishot YT, number 15.
Hopefully he doesn't feel the pressure right behind him.
Well, if you can't feel it, I'll certainly be able to see it because they are closing up quickly. Kaikera's going to be loving this because as long as Kaikera's behind a back marker, he's going to be getting DRS, which will offset the advantage that Dakar will be getting, who got an absolutely storming exit out of that corner. Look at that.
Yeah,
They're
that
now
was,
neck and
that
neck.
was a boost.
What on earth happened there?
Oh man, he's already passed him too.
Look at this! Into the final turn on the track, turn 12.
Ooh.
Dakar gets into the lead of the race right before the start-finish line by 2.5 tenths of a second.
Let's see if he's able to hold it though, because Kaikera is not going to give that up easily. Uh-oh, hang on. That doesn't look good. Okay, no, we're back.
Looks
we're back.
good now.
Good.
Looks good now. Big breath, everybody. Deep breath. Let's have a look at the controller inputs of Kaikera then. Chasing down the leader here. Going to be getting DRS from both the Mazda and Dakar at this rate, which is super good for Kaikera. It's exactly what he wants. Because of course Dakar now won't be getting DRS, so that is one advantage that the Croatian has on the Frenchman. Dakar weaving again, trying to get out of slipstream. Mr. Lakishot getting the DRS off of Dakar, but obviously it is a lapped car, so it's not really going to help their pace at all. They have a 10-second deficit to power unit, which is the car ahead. Kaikera really nailing these apexes here. Getting onto the
look at that. Look
power.
at the 3 through 7 though. Look at the 3 through 7 group right there behind them.
Yeah, it's so close together. It's like 4.2 seconds for Triple, 5.9 seconds for Fenenchaster. There's a gap of 2 seconds separating 5 cars.
It'll be interesting how that plays out on these last few laps, because we have 4 left to go now. This is where we're going to start seeing strategies play out, hopefully.
Well, those medium runners are going to be on a better strategy than the soft runners like Pachacuro. Dakar pitted a lot later than Pachacuro, so that may come into the Frenchman's favour. That might be what Brandstar are planning. Kaikera is still only 0.8 seconds back though, so, and he is on medium tyres, so they may be able to spark up a bit more than Dakar's softs, maybe?
It's possible. Seems as though Finn and Jess are going to be falling behind a little bit though. Matt's going to be able to take that 6th position. Lack is still holding with the group though, which is interesting. And then we have the Lamborghini that Lacus has to pass actually coming into view now, as he might be another lapped car in a bit. Oh, Kaikera having a bit of wheel spin off that final corner. And there's a car. Hang on a second, there's a car in the
There's an
outside.
E-Spirit. That would be Blaine. That would be Blaine.
That car is both tires of the front off of the car. That car is
On
not
board
going
with
anywhere
Indominus
anytime.
Rex, you should be able to see it unless it's been reset. And it has been removed, so that is Blaine
Yes.
out of the race. So both E-Spirits aren't going to be finishing today's race. And I spy with my little eye a car beginning with B. That's the Brandstar behind power unit in the Lamborghini. Dakar is getting the DRS. Kaikera is so far back, he's not getting the DRS. Dakar is
That's
really
a
getting the
boom.
advantage here.
Oh, and he takes that outside perfectly as well. Almost hitting the wall.
Dakar is dancing with his car right now to be able to get this round here so quickly. Look at the absolute speed he's getting out of the final
Power
corners.
unit's going to be doing a pit.
Power units into the pits again.
Which means if he falls behind, Kaikera won't be able to get that DRS when he gets into the first one.
Look at that! Power unit absolutely abolishing his ex-teammate's plan.
I'm not sure that was the strategy. However, that does mean Lacus can get ahead of him, and he will now no longer be lapped. Or at least last in the people who are still in the race.
Yeah, we've had... What is that now? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DNFs, include the one from the before the restart. 8 DNFs out of the race.
These drivers have a lot at stake right now. 2 laps left in this race now. And Professor Blockster's falling behind. He's now with the 7th positions.
3 seconds now separate P3 of Triple 2000 to P7 of Matt in the Brandstar. And Matt, Fenenjaster and Professor Blockstar are all within 9 to 10 seconds. Well, 9 to 10 seconds of the leader now. 7 seconds of the leader for Triple 2000 and a Critical Noob. It's so close. Look at this battle. If Matt
Here we
gets his
go.
game up, 2 seconds and he's got a podium. Or Professor Bloxer, 3 seconds and he's got a podium. Triple, if he loses 3 seconds, he's lost the podium. It's the margins as ridiculously tight here. We also have the back marker of Mr. Lackishot YT getting involved, which is also going to be giving them DRS and Slipstream for that matter.
Well, we're about to find out because this is now the final lap. Final lap.
Critical Noobs managed to put themselves into P3. Look at this. P3 is going to be decided on the line, I tell you. Kaikera is falling back. Kaikera now really doesn't have a chance to get the win unless Daker makes a serious mistake, but he is a 3-time world champion. I doubt that's going to happen. We're coming into the final sectors now. Sector 2 just needs to be completed. Then you have Sector 3, and then you have the finish line into the second DRS zone now for Daker.
Daker's so much further ahead. What in the world happened?
4.666 seconds now exactly for Kaikera. The gap has got it. It's bigger again. 5.4 seconds for Kaikera. Daker's really gaining on his soft tyres. Kaikera's tyres must be fading into the distance because Daker is the person who's now rounding the final corner, and Daker now down the starting grid. You'll see it. There he is. There's the finish line, and it's Daker who crashes on the line and wins the race. Kaikera finishes, and Critical Noob gets third. Critical Noob gets third by a second. The gap, and Fenanjaster just pips Professor Bloxer for P5. Matt gets P7, P8. That's a big gap. 20 seconds from Matt to Indominus Rex. It's looking like Indominus Rex is going to be able to get P8 on debut for their new team. For BMW Sauber, around the final corner we go now. It's looking good. And their teammate will be behind, and there's a big pile of cars, and Indominus Rex gets through. There's a massive pile of cars there at the finish line. Static gets 9th. Dino is going to be your final points position. Patrick Kuro down in P. Oh no, Mr. Mucha Globe pips Dino for the 10th position, gets the final points position. Patrick Kuro crossing the line in P12, and F1 Fan is the last person to come across the line for Craig in P13.
Telling you, if Patrick Kuro didn't lose a wing, he probably would have gotten into those top 10, but that lost wing
that lost him
was
like
the one thing.
20 seconds at least for the pit stop, and then a bad strategy going on to the softs, and then you've also got to account for the fact that he lost his wing halfway through the lap.
That's true. So he probably could have had 25 seconds ahead of what he did, and that would have put him in maybe 7th position.
Yeah, well, at least 20 seconds. And he probably would have gained time. He's gained time during the race as well.
All right, let's get this podium going.
Here you can see Critical Noob lining up in the 3rd place box in Parc Ferme.
Where is that car? What? What am I doing? The care is out on DRS1. I'm not sure why.
Probably trying to get back around and get into the pits, unless he...
No, he's out of the car.
Oh.
What is he doing?
Each to their own, I guess.
Hang on a second. That sorted out. Dakir actually could not speak and thus needed a teleport to get the car over there, so we'll take care of that real now. And there it is.
Oh.
Did we just have a freeze right before the podium?
Yes, we did.
Oh, man. Well, I'm not sure if we're actually doing a podium, if that's the case, because I'm not sure if Fast is going to restart the server in order to do one. But let's find out.
If he doesn't decide to do the podium, then I guess we can just say, well done, Dakar, you
We
won.
can just say, well, Dakar won, Kaikara got second, Critical Noob got third.
And then we can have some F1 music. I don't have any F1 music loaded.
I think they're
Imagine
restarting.
it. Are they? Okay. I was just going to, imagine it in your head, ladies and gents.
Let's check. Will they still be doing the podium?
71% of you thought that Dakar would win the race, and you were correct. Dakar has won the race, giving him a bit of a championship lead at this point. He was on 26 points before this race. Add on did he get the fastest lap as well? I can't remember at this rate.
I'm not sure he did. Let's find out. No, Indominus did.
And Dominus got the fastest
actually,
lap.
hang on a
So
second.
Dakar's going to be on 51 points. That's
Wait,
going to...
nope. I take that back. That was at the restart. They actually have not posted the results yet, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to find them.
Oh, okay. So Dakar's now going to be on 51 points in the standings.
Dakar did get fastest lap.
Make that 52 points.
Wait, 52.
Well, if he got 51 points with plus 25, you make it 52 because you add that on for fastest lap.
Oh yeah, that's total. That's total. I thought
Welcome to math. Welcome to maths.
Math with the D.
Yeah. Cool series.
So that's going to be another 26 points for them. Kaikara is going to be able to get 18 points for KRR, and then Critical are going to be able to get the 15 for Redstone.
Round.
Were there any that were double? Yeah. It seems as though the BMWs both got points today. Professor Block was able to get points for Aston Martin. Fenn and Jester getting points for Lamborghini. A good amount of points, surprisingly. It seems as though they are not going to be doing a podium. So, yep.
Hey.
I guess the best we're going to do is see the cars on the podium points.
Yep. Let's thank the members, as we always do. We actually got a massive influx of members during the summer break, so thank you everybody who's decided to join. Remember, you can see your perks in the Discord channel. Any member exclusive content that's uploaded to the YouTube channel, that's pinged. It'll be pinged in the Discord channel. If you like what you see, you want to support us, you want to get some cheeky extras like wallpapers or team radio, like full team radio from an entire race, I'd very much recommend that you consider becoming an ION member. You can join for as little as just, 99p a month, I think is the smallest you can do, or it's $1.99, something like that. It's really nothing. But it does help support the content that we do produce, give you some lovely live streams, some highlights, some shorts, and some other videos such as the historic highlights video that came out the other day. So if you do want to support us, feel free. I won't say no. That's at youtube.com/IonRacing/join. Other than that, as Shea said, there's no podium today because of a server crash. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for coming back after the summer break. I know it's been a very long time, 4 weeks of no Ion. You're all probably feeling a bit down and a bit lonely because you've had nothing to do for the last month. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining us. And until next week, where we'll have some IEC, some Formula E, and some I8. Goodbye.
Have fun.